Hey everybody, always a story behind the scenes, but I'm here. I'm only 5 minutes late. You know, I have a to-do list for this, but do I check the to-do list? No. You build in some fail safes, and I'm like, yeah, I got this. I know how to do it. I'm pretty good. And then you remember that you have all kinds of tabs open in every possible browser, and so we want to have the best possible broadcast for you guys so you can actually see what's going on, right? So I had to go close all those. Welcome. It's Brenda Schwader. Welcome to Saurita Casita. It's good to have you guys here. We're broadcasting from lots of different Facebook groups and Facebook pages as usual, and the show is sponsored by our friends at John Bede Corporation up in Toronto area. So today, here's what we're doing today. Well, let me catch up a little bit on what we have been doing. Of course, we're using all kinds of fabulous aluminum wire through John Bede Corporation. These are just some of the things that we've been doing in the past couple weeks, and just absolutely loving this wire. It's so buttery soft, you guys, and it's just so easy to work with. But recently, we've also been working with a lot of Preciosa crystal, which brings me to today, which we'll begin doing some Preciosa crystal. This is the side view, and this particular one, I couldn't come up with the original BellCurve element, and actually the last one that was earrings was another BellCurve. That was actually the first refresh, I'm reminding myself. But you'll see here, I wanted to show you the sideways picture because, and you can kind of see a hint of it here, they don't really hang straight like flat, which I kind of like anyway, because what happens is that they'll sort of hang like this and do some dangling and some chiming in the middle there. I mean, crystal's not going to chime a lot, right? But it's just an interesting kind of thing going on there. So let me get back to this guy right here. We always have to have our overlay on the right one because we gotta represent. Who did I say I've got to represent to? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, I guess that's my own little ditty there. Anyway, you need to know, let me see who's commenting here. Oh, I'm so glad you're looking forward to the GBE. And I know Beth says she loves Instagram too. And Debbie is looking forward to the GBE. I have to chime in. I don't know. Might have been missing some of the chatter that goes on in our chat group, but I don't even know when the next one is. So I know there's going to be some other ones, but I don't know that we have scheduled the one after this one. It's called Midsummer Market. Okay, so just to kind of give you guys get you up to speed on what's going on here, all of the templates that you will see that are not for the jig are available for free, and the instructions at the Facebook group called Beads, Projects, and PDFs from John Bede. Beads, Projects, and PDFs from John Bede. Go to Files and scatter on down. Today's might not be up yet. I got that one in a little late as usual. So I know Carmi cannot always turn on a dime like I challenged her to. Sorry, Carmi. But also you can find them, the non-jig ones are just $1, just so I can, because you can't have free stuff on Etsy. I get those, and now that's a jig version over at brendaschwader.etsy.com. And everything is there for you. Sarah always puts them in the featured items, so they should be right at the top. If you can't find them for some reason, refresh. And if that doesn't work, just go down into the menu, all the categories, and they'll be in the category called templates or patterns. It's pretty impressive. Let's see, what else did I want to let you know? Also, if you can't find something that you need, you didn't hear that part of the broadcast, you're watching the repost, blah, 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 you can just simply email info@johnb.com if I fail to mention it or the link isn't on. Just do that, and the ladies and gents who pick up the phone down there at John B will be happy to help you out. Just say Brenda sent you. Okay, so what else? That's about it. Let's get cracking with what we've got to talk about today, which is this tutorial. So I know, isn't this pretty here? So what we're going to be doing today, again, is this pretty little rose one. Let's get down here. This is done with the rose colored 18 gauge aluminum wire, okay? And you can see that you could keep building on this. This is quite, I want to say this design harkens from probably the BC days. If you go to any of the historic museums or whatever, this is obviously our refresh. So I made this in this pretty little rose color. This is the SKU is 74720002-14. You can grab this. Certainly, let me see if I can't find it here. And then I'll put it up on, hey, it's already up. That's great. Okay, so it's all aluminum, 18 gauge aluminum wire. I'm going to capture this right here. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go do that. Oh, that's okay. That's ink. No, sorry, Charlies. I'm browsing the internet here. Let's not do that. Let's take this one and go down. There we go. And let's try to, instead of capturing it that way, I'm actually, see, I'm trying to copy it, and then I ended up going to the thing. So, okay, so let's go down to here, and let's go to comments. Notice how I just put this lovely thing up in your thing here. Oh, Debbie, I love that. That's so cool. Okay, let me see. I got it. Hold on. I got to do this first because I can't do two things at one time. Debbie says, she got lots of compliments on the double duty bail pendant, and she did 2 for earrings. I love you. love you. All right, I got to do this other thing twice here because it didn't go through. Sometimes that happens, so we do it twice because the first time doesn't necessarily go. So, oh my gosh, Debbie, that makes me feel so good. Thank you so much. And while I'm on this, here, let's go back to Brenda, and now I'm getting hot, but let's go. So many things to worry about. It's one of the funny things that I don't like to say, but anyway, so, okay. So get your head back on here, Brenda. Let's go back to, yes, we're going to go back into this, and we're going to look for our Preciosa link. It's further up. March, hollow swing, crystal, roundels. Not crystal. These are Preciosa, guys. We're working with all kinds of Preciosa, not the large hole. We're going to think, not the freshwater, pearls. Yeah, if I don't find it here, that's okay. We will add it a little bit later. I just thought I had it really quick in here. Etsy shop, beads of courage. Let's just check one more place here and see if I can't find it in my files. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh my goodness. There's more than one way to get things done, right? We've got workarounds for our workarounds here. Okay, let's go into this link. Okay. And it's not crystalline. let's just do this generic one here and see what happens. You guys can let me know. Okay, we're going to copy that one. We're going to put this down. We're going to minimize this. And we're going to go back to comments and do this again. So what were you guys talking about while I was over there? You guys are a quiet group today. All right, let's see if this link works. I think this might be the main link to the craft shop, and then within there, I hope you can find the other links for the Preciosa. Golly gee. All right, try it again, and we'll chat. See if that goes through. So some of you who it went through to the certain platforms that it works on, you might be getting it twice just because it's that special. Okay, looks good. So I thought what we would do today is hairspray, is in honor of Pride Month and rainbows. We're going to work with these colors. Isn't this great? And we'll build one of these pieces that's a little bit longer than this. So we're not going to do the ear wire thing. This would look cute with this a little bit, right? And so you can kind of get the scale too. Now, what I did on the pattern is, you guys, that I actually made 3 different sizes for it, and I will show you that here. So let's go down to this. We're going to hit this here, and we're going to go to here. So these are the patterns. Oh, that's not the right pattern. That's the other pattern we were updating. Just grabbed it off the printer. So these are the patterns. This is a pattern you'll get if you're not, if you don't have the Now That's a Jig. And I'm so sorry. Every time we do one of these, someone says, I need to know how to get the jig. How do I get the jig? Still on sabbatical, you guys. I am so super sorry about that, but it is what it is. That's so interesting. So you can see there's 3 different sizes. With this curved one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't translate as much as with this other version here. You can see how this one is a little bit more like a cloche, you know, a cloche, like a, you know, an inverted bell, kind of a glass top thingy. I think you say cloche. Anyway, I did that one. But with this one here, where we're working a little bit more rainbowish, what we really have going on is that these 2 setups, the 1/2 inch and the 3/8 inch, are really pretty similar. But if you wanted a bigger one, or if you just wanted a single, move on down to the 5/8 inch. And I think that the 4 inch amount of wire will still work really well for you there. And then this, of course, is the Now That's a Jig setup. It looks, for those of you who don't work with the jig very much in these templates, it looks pretty intimidating. It's just that there's a lot of background there, and it just has a lot of information for you. So that's pretty darn cool. So, and for those of you who aren't familiar, maybe you're watching and you're a little bit too shy, do make sure you say hello. We want to make sure of that. Susan says she has no hands available for chatting, working while she's watching. That's my good girl. And I want to say a little bit about Susan in a minute here too. But anyway, before we do that, these are the 2 pages of instructions here, okay? All written out. So if you can't do this, let me know. But you should be able to just work straight off of these with everything you need in the instructions. Okay, which will really help you if you need to contact John Beat about anything as well. Okay, I just love, I'm just over here sort of playing with this. Here's it upside down, but see how it sort of overlaps too? It's so cute. I kind of like that. It's sort of impeding on the other side. So I thought what we would do, I'm probably not going to put it all together, but we'll have plenty of time to chat because I'm going to be making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 things of wire. The old brain is working at some time. And I also wanted to let you know that I am working with this. These are the rondelles. For some reason, Preciosa calls them rondelles. And I worked for that other brand. We called them bicones because they are diamond shape. But anyway, so these are the black diamond AB. I'm just going to put this in here because I couldn't find that link. So you guys are going to want this in the instructions, but we can do this here too. So this is the skew on this. These are the black diamond ones. So 632-4100, no, 414. 1400-12, and that is for the black. I love this. I used to work with this a lot. This black diamond is just the prettiest black. And then of course you always need the AB on everything, unless you can get the double AB. That's even better. What's better than AB? Double AB. So these come in like 15 pieces. It's a 5-inch strand, and these are the 8mm rondelles. Okay, there you go. So that's what you got there. So that's what you want to look for. I'm also wanted to let you know about these. Look at these gorgeous ones here. These are actually rounds, and these are 8mm. These are the Topaz 8B. I mean, look at that sparkle. And this is all Preciosa, beautiful, beautiful Czech crystal. So, yeah, just love that. So anyway, if you're working with the 8mm bicone rondelle, you can work with the 8mm on the bottom here. Plenty of room. And, you know, you don't have to use the crystals on the bottom. We are because we're loving crystals on these sponsored broadcasts. And you know, crystals go with everything. Okay, so let's make one of each of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of these on this template, and then I'm going to switch over here to, because I have this set up over here, and then we'll just show you how quickly we can do these in case you work with a jig. But again, we're going to look right here and see we've got the 4-inch length, and we're going to center it. Here's what you do if you have some other, if you're working with some other metals. Okay. So, what are you guys doing this weekend? I want to hear all about it. And while I'm cutting off more than 4 inches of all of these colors, we're going to be working with the red. Here's some red and the apple green. I want to tell you a little bit about this project that Susan started on the Now That's a Jig Jigufactures page. Go ahead and let us know if you want to get in on that. It is a group, and so you just have to kind of ask to be let in. We just don't want spammers and mean people coming in. Mean people meaning dishonest people. Where is this? My goodness. But anyway, we're doing, and this is Susan's idea. Susan, you might have to put your hands down to kind of chime in here, or put your tools down. We're doing this thing where we're making something every day this week. First week of the month, or the first 7 days of the month, I guess, right, Susan? We are, geez Louise. This must be a new role here because I'm just couldn't find the end. Anyway, so join us. We're on day 2. We're on day 3, which is probably why Susan is like, I can watch this and make at the same time, because the ante is up, man. We wanna get making in every day. It's just a good practice. You've probably heard me talk about this before. So this is the apple green, guys, and now I'm working on the teal. There was no all the perfect colors of the rainbow here, so I had to just pick some brights that I knew would work. Here's the purple. So anyway, it's been fun. We have a couple people doing it, and a couple people are going to want to chime in maybe next week. But I think, Susan, don't you think we should do this like every first 7 days of the month? And man, if you have the momentum to keep going, but I will tell you, like Dawn Stone is already working. She didn't get to do anything the first time, the first day, but she's already like making cool stuff. Dawn's talk about mid-century modern. That girl is very good with steel wire, and she just has such an eye for all the goodies that go along with it and for design. And then also Donna O. If you guys know her from our community, she's got 2 days in. I've got 2 days in. And Susan, I'm going to count your 1 day because I know that you were working the day before. So, and apparently it's just really, really hot in your state. You're not used to those 90-degree temperatures like we have here all the time. Hey, Debbie Schlossman, and Carlene is here. Hi, hello, my love, Carlene. And then Debbie says, those colors are fabulous. I know. So this is our take on the rainbow, right? Oops, let's hit the hide. Not that we want to hide you, Carlene, but we don't want to ruin what we're doing here either. All right, here we go. My goodness gracious. But yeah, so you can see we've already got a little bit of a rainbow going on. I'm really loving this already. And you know what, we could actually make this into a true rainbow too, but you know, this is what we've got for this particular thing. Now you might have already checked out here that on this particular one, I'm just kind of going around here and I'm not making that like a lollipop on top thing. You can do whatever you want. I kind of just wanted to do the opposite of what I had done from the second version of it. And you can kind of see that I come down and then I come out here kind of like a cute little curl on a girl. But this time I want to do that. But you can do the lollipop on top orientation for those of you who aren't familiar with that. I'll kind of talk about it in a second when I go through that. But and then there's so many things you could do with this too. You can do earrings or you can do necklaces on a smaller scale. You could do kind of back and forth on this really sort of almost like a chainmail-ish kind of bracelet. It just would be really, really cool. All right, so the first thing here we're going to do is we're going to make this bail. If you're working on the jig pattern here, because of the way that the rows line up, you have to go ahead to this setup right here and make your bail separately. Then you bring it up and you put it onto here. And it's only because the rows are staggered and you're not going to have something directly above. So you would have more teardrop shape on top. And if that's your shtick, that could look really cool too, but we're just trying to show you exactly what we've got cooking here to get the look that you're seeing, right? We figure you might want to do that. So I'm going to cheat here, not really cheating, but this is how I'm going to actually start this, is on my round nose pliers. I think I'm about right, like right there. And yeah, pretty good. I got lucky and picked kind of the right one here. And then I'm just going to just use my fingers and get my nose down in here because I've got my, my glasses on. And I'm going to go right here and go back to where I want. Let's go ahead and let's do the lollipop on top so you know what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to go take this and I'm going to go all the way around. When you're working with aluminum and your round nose pliers, be a little bit like, don't have the death grip on your pliers. Okay, so pretty darn good. I don't know. I must have some expertise on this somehow, because when I do these, I get it pretty close. And you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but what I do want them to match, because I want them to be sort of equal, right? So I'm going to kind of come back here and go all the way around here. And so the key to this one, as with a lot of our jig projects, is that consistency is sort of key, especially if you have a lot of a lot of elements that you're putting together side by side. You know, you'll see the differences a lot more if you're not consistent when they're side by side. Okay, so there's your first element right down there. Let's put it against something so you can see it. We've just sort of got that bell thing. All right. Oh, I'm going to go back to this, you guys. So I didn't realize. So Susan says the first 7 days of the month, focusing on making every day, no matter what medium, and post a photo of what you are doing. Yeah. So like I am doing, we're on now. That's a Jig Jigifacturers Facebook page group, just because that's where we're sort of meeting. But it doesn't have to be a jig. It doesn't have to be wire like the last one you saw with my Virgin Mary. There's not a stitch of wire in that. Not a stitch. There are map pins. That's my connection thing. But yeah. So, okay. And what are you doing today, Miss Legator? I'm sewing tiny flowers out for earrings, making 2 pair today. Awesome. Okay. And let's see what else Debbie is asking. Do you mark the depth on the pliers for consistency? Debbie, I don't. You know why? Because I'm lazy. And I'm so used to working on the jig, and you kind of just saw what I did is I kind of made one, a smaller one, and the other one is a little bit bigger, and then I went back in and I adjusted the other one. But if that's your deal, you can certainly do that. I have done it in the past, but since I invented the jig, I really rely on those measurements to get the consistency. But yeah, thanks for that awesome question. Okay, so here's our red one, and you can see what I've done here is I've just kind of come down and made a P or a Q. The other way for this guy over here, it was the same thing, only this one was the outside, this one is to the inside. Let's see if you can see that. And so just so you can see all 3 things, and that it doesn't really matter, you just want to do them all the same depending on what you choose for consistency. So these are kind of going in a curly Q. We're going to take the chain nose and we're going to move them on out. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to go in here, okay, and I'm going to cut it right where the wire meets the other wire beneath it, just shy of that, okay, because I want that to lay flat. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm doing that with the flat side to the side that I want to meet up, and that way I've got less filing to do, and we all like that, right? Okay, so for this one, and it's interesting because it looks so perfect when it was one way. Do check, because what ends up happening is that you might get a little bit different angle when you're doing these off jig, and then you can kind of fix it just by taking it back here to the pattern again. So you're going up and back, but it's a reference, and it works. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing to change the orientation of these to the lollipop on top is I'm just going to take my P or my Q, whatever that's. Here's the P, here's the Q, you know, whatever. And I'm going to be going into this perpendicular to the loop. You kind of see what I've got going here. And all I'm going to be doing is right at that point of contact, I'm just going to be rocking that back so that I've got it coming off, just like a little fist off of a, you know, or a lollipop on a stick or top of a tree. And you can see I kind of went a little bit too far. So I'm actually going to take my round and I'm just going to rock that back so it's perfectly centered on the top. Now this will actually change your spacing just by a little bit, in case that is something that you're a little bit, you know, weary of or whatever, or you have a design that matters more to. So I'm just going to grab this and I'm just going to show you how to go about and hammer this. You want something that's really not very hard. We've got this double here with the rubber and the plastic, and we're just going to where the overlap, you want to be a little bit more gentle there because we don't want to go through that and have it cut into itself. I just want to have it stay in its form. All right. So that's pretty darn good. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to keep creating these little guys, and let's kind of go over here. I don't have the pattern on the jig. I just had the setup right here. So you can kind of see I was working off. See, that's part of the problem with not having the pattern on it, is that I did start with the 3/8, but then I moved to the 5/8 here, and you can kind of see. Now, I did want to mention here that if you are working on this jig version, I have it so that we've got this plastic sheathing over this. There's a few of these that we're suggesting using these on. This is just tubing that you want to have. I think this is the 3/4 inch inner dimension tubing, clear tubing you can get at any hardware store, I hope. Okay. So let's make some of these guys and have a little chat. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, whoops, how about if we attach the jig to the bottom? I'm an experienced guesser. You're right. I think I'm going to add that to my resume, Miss Debbie. Here's what she says. And, you know, we're not going to go ahead and do all of the making of the jump rings. And since I don't know, you know, maybe I'll make some earrings out of these. We're not going to make the earrings, ear wires, all that's on the ear wires is on another template that's available in the free templates at the John Bead Shopee. But here, like I was telling you before, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make that bail first with the 1/8 inch peg, and then we're just going to go ahead and bring that up and off of here, and we're just going to center it. And I think this makes a difference too. So when you are doing this, I think I came around here from the outside and went in. So do that the same way if you are working this. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this tight. For those of you who remember watching me do this jig things, we want everything on the same plane. So I've got these basically done here. So I'm just going to go ahead. This is the cool superpower of the jig. And see, now I've got something that's completely symmetrical, even if I turn it one way or the other, because the eye does kind of deceive you, but the jig does not. It is mechanically made in CNC, blah, blah, blah. Which brings me to, I only made one earring, but you've seen two in the pictures. Let's even show you. How do you think I did that? The magic of Photoshop. Not really Photoshop. I have my own little, I do my stuff in Ripple. But basically I have some workarounds so I don't have to go into Photoshop and learn another thing. So see, I'm going outside in again, and this is with the purple. Just making sure I've got everything on the same plane here, pulling things tight. And the trick here is to kind of be holding this centered. If I had my swivel lock here with my boost, that would be that would work as well. Okay, 3 down. See how quick that goes? 3, and even with I'm yapping, 3 down and 3 to go. How many of you guys were already making today? It seems like Debbie was making up a storm since last week. Do you guys actually make every day? Or I mean, and this is kind of not a very fair time to ask you because we're just coming off of a holiday weekend, so that can be tough. But I try to get into my studio every day. I like to do at least 2 hours a day. But I tell you what, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit in the a little bit more in the Instagram thing. But what really, really feeds me is those deadlines. I mean, I was out here until the deadline was 12 o'clock. No, 11:59 Pacific. Guess what time I press send, submit? 11:47. 11:47. But I got it in, and it is submitted. So, are you guys procrastinators like me? Crazy Brenda. Used to drive my mom crazy. Actually, when I was in school, when I was still living at home, I don't think I ever turned anything in late ever. I mean, I didn't know it was an option until college. And then the true Brenda came out. Ay. Last one, guys. So, you know, and I tell this story every so often, but I don't like doing anything twice. But I guess that's why I invented this jig, because it really takes a lot of the tediousness off of making anything twice. All right, so there's all my pieces, right? So we're just going to go ahead and kind of finish them up here. Production style. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of the one thing first. Let's see, go back to comments and see what I'm missing. Ah, is that true? Debbie says she went to Catholic school. Late meant failing. Yikes. Failing grade. You know, I don't even know what it meant, because I went to public schools in, where am I? Milwaukee, and then Upper Michigan. And I just didn't, if it was due, I did it. I don't know why. I was such an obedient child. And then I think I figured out that I wouldn't die if something was late, probably. I did not die. That is so cute. All right. Sharon is here. Made a pair of seed bead earrings today for Pride Month. Have recently been doing lots of bead weaving. Aw. Sharon is like the jeweler of all trades. That's awesome. And she's saying she tries to make every day. I tell you what, it is, it's really, for me, it's made such a difference. Especially I try to make every day, but I try to make where I'm making for me and not necessarily sponsored things. So, and Susan's saying 2 to 4 days in the studio, and Debbie's saying she's making gifts. I love that. Yes, definitely photo magic. So, yes, you are welcome, Miss Sharon. You know I love you to bits. All right, so we've got this going on. We got all of our stuff, and I just kind of wanted to kind of putz and see how this is going to look together. And then, of course, you know, I'll probably finish it and put it on Facebook and on Insta, just to kind of show you that I actually did finish it. Yeah, because it's 2:55. I don't want to be too late for the Instagram ditty. You know what? Let's turn this back on. My God. I'm just going to have to look like a backwards runway model. Okay. So here we go. We've got the purple. And, you know, I didn't measure this, but I always give you way too much wire to do any of these elements. And so, as I've said before, you know, if you don't like wasting wire and you're going to be doing a lot of these, you'll soon come to a different measurement that'll work for you, and it'll be smaller. So just go ahead and remark your template, you know, and see what's cooking. We are pretty much mask optional here in Arizona. How about you guys? We went to California and it wasn't there, and kind of expected that going from state to state that the rules would be different. But here pretty much is opening back up, which is really kind of freeing for a lot of people. And for those who still aren't really up for that, they have the option, you know. You have to be, you can, if you're fully vaccinated, you can not wear a mask, is the rule. But I haven't seen anyone with looking for proof of your vaccination card. All right. Okay, so I am absolutely loving this. So if you are kind of looky here, if you're doing earrings, you know, with this on this scale, we really have quite an earring if we're just doing one and then the two. In the instructions, I said I kind of gave you numbers and stuff for 3 rows if you wanted, which is what we're doing here. But let's just see. Let's just take this away so we can see already. Those colors are just really popping. We'll move back to here so we don't have to have share the screen with getting seasick. Anyway, so we have our little thing here, and obviously we haven't done our hammering, so we've got a little bit of wonkiness here. But just look at this beautifulness. Now we could do like red, yellow, orange on one side and blue, green, greenish purple on the other side. So let's see how that looks. But we can also do something like this, you guys, where we're going back and forth like this. Look at this design. Really kind of liking that. And look at how big. So this would be probably more of a pendant, right? Oh, that worked. And you know, we're not going to use as much crystal on this, right? But you know, maybe you do put crystals in between this, and just have, if it's the sun, and just really introduce this golden sun color in here from the rainbow. That would be cool, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do to finish it. But also, or we could do just kind of like one in here to sort of tie these together. We'll have to see. But making this into sort of a double looped, almost like a rosary bead kind of idea, and do this, or we can do it without the beads at all, and just maybe put, you know, one bead or some tassel beads on the bottom here. Or if you want to just make this bottom one without a bail at all, that's an option too, where you just have, if you're just in love with the wire colors alone, which a lot of times I am, you know me, I just love sort of that linear quality of things. Then we've got this sort of going on. So did you see what Jim put in here? What a goof nut. My husband, are you watching? Of course I want something from Starbucks. Do I have to write it? I don't know if he's listening. I'm going to, can I reply to it? I don't know if I can reply. No. I'll have to say, Jim, what a goof nut. Jim, yes, the usual. Yeah, it's pretty good. And should I put all you guys' orders in too? Do that, because I don't know if he's watching or not. Tell him what you want from Starbucks too. Okay, so okay, well, I thought it was anyway. I am do what you want, say it. So after 10, my usual is the venti black tea lemonade with only 1 pump of classic sweetener. And before that, I am a venti chai tea latte girl with only 2 or 3 pumps, depending on how I'm feeling that day, of the chai with almond milk, please. You're saying check your comments. I know. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon is always... Everyone yelled at her. Oh my gosh. You guys. This is what happens when I have my head down. Anyway, Susan wants the venti ice shaken chocolate espresso with oat milk. Really? Chai tea. Debbie's a chai tea girl. Oh my gosh. There's only one of my husband. But anyway, doesn't this look cool? I mean, let's just do this here and see how intermixing the colors might be, if we want to sort of do that. Or, okay, so let's do these like this with sort of this mirror image idea that we had going on. So we have this. And actually, not liking that as much as the original. I don't know why. But also, there's this idea here, too. Okay. And then this is continuing on with that first idea. And in here, what we do here to make this 1, 2, 3 is you could double this up and do 4 on the bottom. But I kind of like this idea of this pyramid-like shape, where we just take 2 of jump rings and we put them 1 to this one and 1 to this other one. Who doesn't love a rainbow? I mean, this doesn't just make you happy. This is so sweet and demure and priceless and precious. And then you get to here and it's just like, how can you not be happy looking at a rainbow? Thank you, Debbie. She says that Jim is sweet. He really is. I think I'll keep him. And Sharon's saying she loves the shapes. And happy. Yes, absolutely. Oh, okay. Sharon, I want to see what yours is. Sharon likes the venti chai frappuccino no whip made with soy milk. I think we should call each other by our Starbucks names. We'd never get any more topping. And I was telling the barista at the Starbucks last night, I'm like, I feel like Starbucks really enables high maintenanceism. I mean, everyone has, talk about made to order. What other restaurant? I mean, it's a cup of coffee, right? But we've got all the boxes to check off and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, guys, it is 3:04. I hope Jim can get you your orders. Let me know if he doesn't. And I'll go ahead and finish this off and post it and kind of show you. Another idea I had was you could just do like black jump rings, but there's no, that I can see, I don't think there's an 18 gauge black wire, although it might just be out, because black is the most popular aluminum wire color there is. So, all right. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, it sure caters to type A people, which I'm becoming one. I was a B, but, you know, given the opportunity, I'm going really toward the A. Anyway, so if you guys want to chat a little bit more about this goofy Madonna with modern, what is it called? Here. While I'm thinking of it, I'm going to show you Milagros. Madonna with modern Milagros piece. I'm going to be going live on that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I thought it was something else. I'm going to be going live just to chat about that on Instagram at Brenda Schwader Jewelry is my handle, all one word. Love and miss you lots too, Miss Sharon. Mwah. I hope we can see each other very soon in the future. We've got some stuff cooking up for the next Tucson. It sounds like it's a long time away, but you know how that goes. It'll be here before we know it. And Debbie says, thanks for a fun break. You're welcome. See you in the flip-flop. And you guys, I wanted to mention too that, and I have in the past, that we're coming to the end of the John Bede sponsorship. So there's only 3 more of these lives with wire going on. One will be the fabulous cherry on top. Maybe we'll save that one till last. Depends on when I get my order from John Bede. And we're going to be doing another sort of puzzle-ish 3. I don't know if I can really explain it to you. You're gonna have to see it, but anyway, be on the lookout, and please do follow me on Instagram at Brenda Schwader Jewelry, all one word. Thanks for joining today, you guys. You know it means the most to me. Love you, love you, love you. Adios.